Well, welcome back, friends and family. Today we're going to break down a major move that is shaking the international system. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, the three West African countries, three West African nations, have just announced they are withdrawing from the International Court of Appeal, court, the International Criminal Court, the ICC. But before we dive in, if you have not subscribed, please do so now. Like and share to help us build this Pan-African channel. Here's the accusations. The ICC is nothing more than the instrument of a neo-colonialism repression, a court that only target weaker nation while turning a blind eye to criminals of powerful nations. So let's break it down and let's talk about what does this mean for justice, for sovereignty, and for African future. And like I said before we get into it, I'm going to ask you please like and share so we can grow this channel. Hit that subscribe button so more people can hear what's really happening on the continent. So first, on September 23rd, the three governments said, "We are done with the ICC." They claimed the court failed at core mission to prosecute war criminals and war crimes against humanity and genocide fairly. Instead, they said the ICC singled out Africa, and other less privileged regions while ignoring crimes from Western powers. Under the Rome Salute, the treaty that created the ICC, withdrawal takes 1 year after official notice. So technically, they're still bound for now. But the symbol that's immediate. This is a rejection on international oversight and a big statement about sovereignty. So why these countries make this move? First, sovereignty. These military government who have taken power through coup, they don't want foreign courts judging them while they fight insurgents at home. Second bias. They argue the ICC never touched the United States, never touched NATO, never touched Israel, but always Africa. And if you check the record, most prosecutions have been against African leaders. That's not a perception. That is reality. Third evidence, the effectiveness. Despite years of conflict in the Sahel, terrorists, massacres, displacement, the ICC hasn't brought peace to or justice to victims there. From their perception, what is the point? From their perspective, what is the point of saying we're a member when there's no truth or there's no prosecution? But here's the other side of the coin. Human rights group like Amnesty International say this is a disaster for victims. They argue without the ICC, who will hold these leaders accountable? If your own government is accused of crime, do you really expect your own court to investigate fairly? Now, let me ask you this. How many times have Western countries or Western allies been accused of crime and have not been prosecuted? Critics see it as a shield, a way from leaders to protect themselves and their allies for scrutiny. But don't forget, withdrawal could mean deepened isolation. These governments already pulled out of ECOWAS, now leaving the ICC, add to this perceptions that they are cutting ties with the world order, moving towards Russia and away from the West. Friends and family, again, I'm gonna ask you if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Please like and share so we can build this channel. This isn't new. African leaders have criticized the ICC for years. Kenya, South Africa, Burundi all raise the same concern about bias. Burundi already withdrawn from 2017. So what we're seeing here is a part of a pattern. The Sahel states are building a new bloc. The allies of the Sahel states, military, politically, and now juridical independence. Folks, do you believe that the AES should move away? I just want to bring something to your attention. Have the ICC held Israel to what's going on there? They haven't. Would you consider what's happening in Palestine a war crime? So what we're seeing here is part of a pattern. African leaders are slowly pulling away from the ICC. The question is, will they create their own justice mechanism, or will this simply means no accountable at all? So let me put it to you. Is this about protecting sovereignty, or is it about protecting the leaders? If the ICC is biased, and if the evidence suggests it is, should Africa build its own continental court? Let that sink in for a while. And think about how many African leaders have been prosecuted by the ICC. And name me one Western leader who has. And most importantly, where does this leave the victims of crime? Drop your thoughts, leave your comments in the comment section. And again, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss another breaking news on global powers that are shifting. Again, please help us to build this channel. All we talk about is Pan-Africa. And Pan-Africa business, and countries, and how we can unite as one. Again, peace and love, my brothers and sisters.